is nothing worse than being lost in the shuffle. I mean, it's like being lost in the woods. You're walking around going, Mum, Mum, please help me, Mum, before you realise it was your mum that dumped you in the woods and clearly she has abandoned you. I think we should move on from this quite quick. Because that certainly never happened to me. I was never brought up by wolves, but when I do watch WWE programming and other wrestling shows, I do see a few people and I go, man, I think we should be doing more with them, so why the hell aren't we? So in order to calm myself down, allow myself to sleep at night, my name is Simon Miller, welcome to What Culture Wrestling, and this is indeed 10 WWE wrestlers who are lost in the shuffle. Number 10, Jeff Hardy. This one is just so weird, because for one, Jeff Hardy is a legend. For two, he's a former world champion. And three, he has been basically on top of the game for over 20 years. You think you could find a regular place for him. What makes this truly crazy is that in 2021, Hardy is still getting massive pops no matter what he's doing. He can be off TV for weeks and then all of a sudden you get no. He comes out and everybody goes nuts for him. So once again, you think somebody behind the curtain would go, I think we could utilize Jeff Hardy a little bit more, but it never actually happens. I mean, he was involved in the 24/7 running Geek Pack a few weeks ago before he was randomly thrown into the United States Championship match at Extreme Rules. But again, don't use him as an afterthought. Use him as one of the best people you have on your roster. And if you need some ideas, just poke your head out the window and go and see what AEW is doing with Matt Hardy and copy that. I mean, the differences are vast. Think of the experience he could give to younger wrestlers too if he was actually having prolonged feuds with them. I don't know either. It doesn't make any sense. Number 9, Toni Storm. Now this has changed recently because Toni Storm did return to SmackDown and was all of a sudden best friends with Liv Morgan, but that doesn't mean that WWE all of a sudden gets a pass, given that she debuted in July and then we didn't see her again until September, apart from a really weird back and forth with Dolph Ziggler. What will truly blow your mind is that before she did make her first appearance, don't forget that WWE had a bunch of vignettes going, oh, you're not going to believe who's about to come to this show. It's Toni Storm and you're going to love her. Well, you didn't give me a chance. She was here for a week and then poof, you're gone. And it can't be anything to do with Toni and her skills because she's a terrific professional wrestler. So yes, she just got lost in the shuffle. People were focusing on other storylines or they were focusing on other wrestlers and nobody had a moment for the Storm. Also, as we mentioned that Ziggler thing, have a guess where that went. That's right. Absolutely nowhere. Number 8, Elias. I'm to blame for this one. That's right, hands up, idiot right here. But when WWE started doing these videos of, oh my gosh, Elias is dead, he's never coming back, I was all like, man, that's really intriguing. What a great way to reset the character. Can't wait to see what's gonna happen. And as of me recording this video, not only has nothing happened, but the videos have just stopped. So maybe he meant it literally, Elias is dead. And of course, these can come back or he could just pop up at any time, but that still doesn't excuse what happened over the last month or so. You can't tease, then I come around your house and you go home. I was like, but I just walked all the way here from Timbuktu. I mean, I want to know what the new Elias is, and at the moment, I got absolutely nothing. And I bet too he comes out now he's a trumpet player, and I'm gonna be like, damn it. 7, Dana Brooke. Honestly, what happened here? Did she fall off a cliff? Where'd she go? What's made even more nuts as her tag team partner Mandy Rose just magically appeared on NXT, even though Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke were about to challenge for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Honestly, this has kept me up at night sometimes because I cannot just figure it out. What makes it a super shame too is that Brooke is always being mentioned by her wrestling peers as they say, oh my gosh, she's worked so hard this year, she's desperately trying to get better, and now she can't even have a match on SmackDown or Raw or Main Event. And I don't think that's very fair. Hard work should be rewarded. She even changed her gimmick a little bit before disappearing, and imagine that took your fancy and all of a sudden, poof, that's right, no soup for you. And there is this odd rumor going around the internet, which I don't like to talk about, but just in case, that she may be pregnant. And if she is pregnant, of course that's more important than stupid wrestling, but that's not been confirmed anywhere, and honestly, given where the source is, it's probably just some weirdo making it up. Also, let's say it is true. Do an angle on television and let me know why she just decided to leave. Number 6, Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews does get on SmackDown, which is nice. He's always accompanied by General or Commander Aziz. I can never figure out which one it is because I swear it changes. But ever since he lost the Intercontinental title, I would absolutely describe him as being lost in the shuffle. I mean, it's almost a bit like he was doing better before his championship reign. And this is another one that makes you go, oh man, because when he did turn into this Nigerian prince, for the first time in years, it looked like we were actually going to put him on a pedestal and allow him to run with it. As I speak to, Cruz finds himself on a 7-0 losing streak against Shinsuke Nakamura. And don't forget how many times he fought Big E in 2021. And man, I tell you, they are on vastly different trajectories right now. It just feels like we could do more with him because he's really damn good. Although I worry that more is going to be Aziz turning on him. We don't need that, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Number 5, Cedric Alexander. Good thing we broke up the Hurt Business, right? That was beneficial to everybody, and you could say within the world of the story that if Bobby Lashley and MVP had kept Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin around, maybe Bob right now would still be the WWE champion. And I tell you this, it would have been absolutely fine if WWE did have something for Cedric after the fact, but they didn't. He had that feud with Shelton, which literally stopped for no reason, and ever since, well, I haven't seen him have a wrestling match, and that is absolutely ridiculous because Cedric Alexander, like a lot of people I've talked about, is a really good professional wrestler. Even Alexander is upset by this because he did a tweet recently that basically said, I'm jealous of my wife, who of course is Big Swole, appearing in AEW. Man, you should be jealous of anybody that actually gets to go to work, because it doesn't seem like WWE is actually allowing him to do this. There were some rumors a while back, I think confirmed by Kurt Angle, that maybe Cedric had some backstage heat on him. But alright, let's say they are correct. Punish him however he has to be punished, but don't then just steal him away from my viewing vision when I want to see a good grappler do his grappling. Just always gets you. Every damn time. Number 4, the Dirty Dogs. Some people still go who when you talk about the Dirty Dogs, because we haven't done the best job in establishing that we are referring to Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, who remain a tag team. And again, yeah, they do get on SmackDown, but what is their job when they pop up? Usually to lose to the Street Profits. That's as common as breathing these days. You wake up, you take a breath, you have some water, you tune into SmackDown, and Ziggles and Rude lose to the Street Profits. There's always going to be a little bit of an upward battle because, of course, over the years, Vince McMahon has made his feelings about the tag team division very clear. But also, when you do talk about Dolphy Boy Blue, well, he's found his place in the company and ain't nothing ever going to change that. And it's another real shame because both guys are so talented and can work with anybody. I'm not saying they're being wasted, but I do think we could do a lot more. Number 3, Mia Yim. Mia Yim is not injured. She made that very clear on social media recently in order to let us know that she's not really sure why she's not being used. But if she's not hurt and she's good to go, then my word, pull the trigger and let her run. Now, it did make sense earlier in the year when it was revealed that Keith Lee had gone through a horrible health incident and Mia Yim was nursing him back to health. But we seem to be over that now. We know that Keith Lee is doing dark matches. So once again, I have to ask you, where is Mia Yim? So here's me hoping that she does eventually walk on to Raw and SmackDown, because watch this. Becky Lynch versus Mia Yim, yes please. Charlotte Flair versus Mia Yim, yes please. And also, those matches feel fresh. Sometimes Mondays especially can feel a little bit like stale bread. Number 2, Rhea Ripley. Lost to the Shuffle may be a bit of a stretch when it comes to Rhea Ripley, although her journey onto the main roster has been a bit strange. Because she was the women's champion, then she lost that title to Charlotte, then she started a random tag team with Nikki Ash, and from nowhere in a 2-minute really quick match, became one half of the tag team champions. And I'm not against any of that, especially because I do like the team of Rhea and Nikki, but none of it seems to have any meaning or reasoning, and none of it seems to have any story. For example, when they had won those championships, there was no celebration. You could almost hear the producer going, get him out, get him out, get him out. We have to cut to whatever's next. And once again, well, you struggle to invest. I also do worry about those tag team championships a little bit because time and time again, WWE has used it to just put people in a holding pattern. I mean, look at Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. But I will err on the side of caution here and hope that eventually we do look at Rhea Ripley and go, oh my gosh, she's one of the most unique females we have on the entire roster. She probably should be main eventing shows sooner rather than later. Number 1, Ricochet. Baffling, eh? One of the most talented wrestlers walking this planet Earth right now, and because he's not 6'4" and 240 pounds, Vincent Kennedy McMahon has looked at him and gone, you know what, I have the perfect place for you, and it's called main event. Even worse, I swear he just gets forgotten about every now and then, and this all kind of started when he was put in that random match with Brock Lesnar in Saudi Arabia, and then essentially got killed. Don't forget, around that time period, he always had to wear that weird superhero suit. mean, I don't think that did anybody any favors. Given the shift recently too with NXT, I have no idea where he fits in. So once again, we're just gonna have to clump up as tight as we can, cross our fingers and hope that somebody with some kind of power wakes up tomorrow and goes, wait a minute, we have Ricochet on our books. Why isn't he appearing in as many matches as possible? And once again, I don't want to call it wasted talent because I think it's going too far, but he can do things that other people literally can't do. So he's original and he's unique. Wonders never cease. Now please do leave a comment below and let us know what other WWE wrestlers are lost in the shuffle. Like the video, share the video and subscribe. Head on over to What Culture where you can read articles like this with your eyes. Make sure you come say hello on social media and we have a bunch of other videos. Why not take all this information and store it into your brain? My name is Simon from What Culture. Thank you very much for watching me as always. Know that I love you with all of my heart, which is here. It's more like here. I'll see you soon.